70-742 Lab 7, Creating and Managing Group Policy Objects, that's GPOs. In this lab, we're going to be working only with our London DC1, so I'm going to go ahead and get that turned on. We're going to be creating and linking a group policy object to an organizational unit. We'll be looking at backing up and restoring a GPO. We'll also be looking at importing and copying group policy objects, as well as resetting default group policy objects, and finally we'll be delegating group policy management. In exercise 7.1, we'll be creating and linking a group policy object to an organizational unit, that's a GPO to an OU. We'll create a simple GPO that will manage screensaver settings for a user and link the GPO to an organizational unit. So let's go ahead and get logged on. Understand that group policy is a mechanism for controlling and deploying operating system settings to computers all over your network. Group policies consist of user and computer settings for various Microsoft Windows operating systems, which the systems implement during computer startup and shutdown and user log on and log off. Computer settings get applied on startup, user settings get applied on log on. You can configure one or more group policy objects and then use a process called linking to associate them with specific Active Directory domain services objects. So we've logged on to our DC1 and we're going to go to Tools and Group Policy Management. Once it starts up, we'll be expanding our domain, which is already expanded. We're going to select the datum.com node, and then we are then going to select the Group Policy Objects folder. We can see that we only have two group policies, and these are both default policies that are created when we created our network. Let's right-click the Group Policy Objects folder and select New. And for the name, we're going to select New GPO 1. Click OK. We now see it's on our list. Let's go ahead and right-click on it and select Edit. In the Management Editor, we'll maximize that so we can see our settings to the best of our ability. And as shown in the description, we're going to do a user configuration. So we're going to select User Configuration. We're going to expand Policies, then Administrative Templates. Usually takes just a moment, has to read the policy. Once it's read it, we'll expand Control Panel. We'll select Personalization. In the right pane, double-click Enable Screensaver. Click Enabled and click OK. Then select Screensaver Timeout. Select Enabled. What is the default timeout shown? Question number 1. As you can see on your screen, go ahead and record that as your answer. Now that you've recorded your answer to question number 1, we're going to modify the default timeout. We're going to change it from 900 to 600. Click OK. Double-click Password Protect the Screensaver and select Enabled, and then click OK. Once you've made those 3 settings, go ahead and take a screenshot of your browser and paste it in to step 15. We've enabled Screensaver. We've set the timeout till that screensaver should kick in, and when the screensaver does kick in, it will be password protected to disable it. We can close our, if you've got your screenshot, we can close our Group Policy Management Editor. Back on our Group Policy Management main screen, let's right-click on the Sales OU and we're going to select Link an Existing Group Policy Object. We'll select our new GPO1 and click OK. We've now linked a group policy to an organizational unit. Go ahead and take a screenshot and paste it into step number 19. We've completed exercise 7.1. Let's take a look at exercise 7.2, backing up and restoring a GPO. In this exercise, we'll back up several GPOs and then restore a single backed up GPO. Through your daily activities, you should regularly back up the GPOs, and you should always back them up before making any major changes to them. In our Group Policy Management console, we've got our Group Policy Objects node selected. Now, question number 2. Before you make any major changes to a group policy, particularly the default domain policy and default domain controller policy, what should you do? We just stated this in our opening to the exercise. You should back up the GPOs. Question number 2. Now, how do we back them up? We right-click on the Group Policy Objects node and we select Backup All. The Backup Group Policy Objects window opens, and we have to provide a location. Before providing that location, let's create a shared folder that can be utilized. We're going to select this PC, local disk C. We're going to create a new folder. We're going to name that folder Software. We're going to right-click on the folder. We're going to go to Properties. We're going to select Sharing. We're going to select Advanced Sharing. We're going to put a check in Share This Folder. We'll then click the Permissions. And for everyone, let's allow full control. Keep in mind, in production, this may not be your normal procedure. Click OK, and click Close. Go ahead and close one more time. In the location for our backup, let's do //lun-dc1 /software. For the description, let's type GPO, backup, and today's date. Select Backup. And we can watch the progress. It should not take very long, only a few moments. And we're done. There was only 3 GPOs, and they're fairly small. Once it's done, go ahead and take a screenshot showing your successful completion of your entire browser window and paste it into step number 4. If you got your screenshot, click OK. Now, expand the Group Policy Objects node. Right-click New GPO1 and choose Backup. It already knows the area that we want to back it up to. Let's type in a description, GPO1 and today's date, and select Backup. And done. So we have seen how to back up all GPOs at one time, or if we're going to make a change to one and we want to back it up, how to back up an individual GPO. To restore a GPO, right-click our new GPO1. Let's say we want to restore that particular one. And we select Restore from Backup. It's just that simple. We click Next. It sees our location. We click Next. We will choose the first one. And we're going to click Next. Gives us a synopsis of what we're going to do. Take a screenshot, paste this into step number 12. Once you've got your screenshot, go ahead and click Finish. and OK. Exercise 7.2 is done. Exercise 7.3 is importing and copying GPOs. If you want to create a group policy object that's similar to other group policy objects that you already have, you can either import and then you can modify the new policy and deploy as necessary. You can import settings of a backed up GPO into an existing GPO. When you import a GPO, it imports only the GPO settings. It doesn't transfer the security links or the security principals assigned to the GPO. If you import settings into a GPO with settings, the imported settings overwrite the existing settings. In other words, if there's already settings there and you import a GPO that has similar settings but different values, the imported settings are going to overwrite the pre-existing ones. How do we do this? Again, we're going to select our Group Policy Objects node. We're going to click New GPO. We're then going to select the Settings tab. We're going to go ahead and say Add, Add, and Close. We can now see our settings and select Show All. Right-click on the Group Policy Objects node and choose New. For our new GPO, type New GPO 2 and click OK. Right-click on the new GPO 2 and select Import Settings. On the welcome screen, we click Next. On the backup, we're just going to click Next. On the location, we're going to click Next. We're going to select the first new GPO backup and click Next. Once it's completed, it's scanning it, it's going to check. We're going to click Next. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to click Finish. It succeeded. Go ahead and take a browser screenshot and paste it into step number 11. If you've got your screenshot, go ahead and click OK. Now, with the new GPO 2 selected, we're on the Settings tab. Let's go ahead and Show All. We've got the exact same settings as GPO 1. Now, we're going to right-click on GPO 1. We're going to choose Copy. Right-click on your Group Policy Objects node and choose Paste. In the Copy GPO dialog box that comes up, make sure Use the default permissions for new GPOs selected and click OK. And the copy is done. Right-click the copy of new GPO and choose Rename. Let's call it Screensaver Settings and press Enter. Now let's right-click the Manager's Organizational Unit and select Link an Existing GPO. And we're going to link the Screensaver Settings GPO and click O. Click OK. In our left pane, we've selected our Screensaver settings. In the right pane, click the Scope tab. Take a screenshot of your browser showing it linked to the Manager's Organizational Unit and filtered to all authenticated users and paste it into step number 22. That concludes exercise 7.3. Exercise 7.4 is resetting default GPOs. Probably the two most important GPOs, as we've discussed in the past, are the default GPOs that come with our installation of our Windows Server 2016. In this exercise, we will reset those GPOs. The default domain policy has the default account policies, and the default domain controller policy has the default user rights assignments. On our LUN DC1, Let's right-click the Start button and choose Run. We're going to run a command prompt and click OK. Type the following command: DC GPO fix. Press Enter. You get a message indicating that you're about to restore the default domain policy and default domain control policy for adatum.com. Do we want to continue? Type the letter Y and press Enter. It indicates that it will replace all user rights assignment. Do we want to do this? Yes, we do. Type the letter Y and press Enter. The action was successful. Take a screenshot of your browser and paste it into step number 6. We can type exit and close our command prompt. We're down to the lab challenge, which is Delegating Group Policy Management. In this lab challenge, you will delegate permissions so that other users can either manage GPOs or create GPOs. In Active Directory, domain administrators are automatically granted permission for performing group policy management tasks. If you need to give other users permission to manage group policies, you grant those permissions through delegation. On our DC1, in Group Policy Management, select the Group Policy Objects container. On the center of your screen, select the Delegation tab. We can see the current assignments. To specify who can create GPOs, click Add. In the Select User, Computer, or Group dialog box, let's type in Beth Burke, one of the accounts we created. We can check the name, verify, it is there, and click OK. Let's answer question number 3. A user creates a GPO. What do you need to do for that user to manage his or her GPO that he or she created? This answer comes from your text. If a user has the rights to create a GPO, they inherit the rights to manage the GPO that they created. So the answer for question 3 is nothing. If you grant someone the permissions to create GPOs, they also have the permissions to manage those GPOs. Let's specify who can manage an individual GPO. Let's select our new GPO1. And as you see, there is a Delegation tab. Select that tab. Then select Add. Here again, we're going to select Miss Burke. It says Add User or Group. We want to set the permissions to Edit Settings, Delete, and Modify Security. Click OK. Take a screenshot of your browser showing the new delegated permissions for GPO1 and paste it into step number 7. At this point, you can close your Group Policy Management console. Lab 7 is completed. Thank you.